Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back again doing your January 2016 monthly tarot horoscope. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Aquarius. Now, I recorded this video prior, but I'm doing it again because the camera was actually really weird. It was off and I didn't realize it the whole time. And so it was at a weird angle. So I wanted to redo it. But basically, I also wanted to say, from what I kind of feel overall, that January is kind of a time to wrap up loose ends. And you may feel very emotional going into January. There may be, it's almost like almost like spontaneous combustion, where you're just processing a lot of emotion. For some reason, it's unusual for Aquarius to be going through this, but it may just be releasing things from the past, because January, I feel like it's a time of tying up loose ends. The new year, I feel like, isn't even really happening until February, or even March, or even later in the year, because January is a time to really redo things and go over things and reflect. Partly it's the Mercury retrograde, but partly it's just the energy in general, what people are going through. So you may be kind of struggling a little bit in January emotionally. You may just feel like very emotional, hot and cold, upset about things more than usual, testy. I want to say testy, especially for guys, a little bit testy, so watch your temper in the beginning of January. I also feel like it's going to be kind of a polarized time where you're going to have very, very high highs and you're going to have very, very low lows. Some of you are a little bit bipolar. Some of you have maybe some blood sugar issues. This is not a time to eat a lot of sweets. I know it's the winter time, but my suggestion is try to watch your diet as best as you can. If those of you who are, indulging or have been indulging because of the holidays and whatever, this would be a time to kind of make the New Year's resolution to avoid sweets, because there's this thing going on, this high-low thing, and it just will kind of exacerbate the condition by eating those sweets. And then also, there may be some depression, post-holiday depression, which is normal for people, but I think Aquarius is going to be seeing more of that in January than maybe some of the other signs. For some reason, this is just what I kind of feel. Scheduling just got very easy. If you'd like to have a private reading, feel free to email me, or first check out my website, oracledaphne.com. Pick a day and time from my calendar page, and then email me to let me know what you'd like, when you'd like to get scheduled, and I'll just put you in. So I'll leave the links for you guys here, and also below the video too. So again, this is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in Aquarius, and I'm just going to lay out a spread for you. Wow. Talk about high highs and low lows. This is quite intense. This is an intense spread, more intense than the first one that I did, actually, even. There's a lot of different types of energies going on. There may be something going on. I'm just going to pull these two cards up and show you. There may be something going on with someone who's married or in another relationship, okay? Because you have the Lovers card in the immediate future, but you also have the cheating card crowning you. This is the Seven of Swords, liar, cheater, thief card, and then there's the Lovers. So that what's crowning you is for those of you who are in a relationship, there may be some cheating going on within your partnership. For those of you who are not in a relationship and you are single, you may be hiding from the world a little bit. You may be, some of you, hibernating. I want to say hibernating, or just not wanting to show your face, just not wanting to come out of. Some of you need to come out of the closet, actually. But normally, I would say just not wanting to go out. Some of you want to stay in. which is normal, I would say, in January. But I feel like because it's tying in with this Lovers card, this Lovers energy, you may have, there's some element of cheating with this person. Could be guy or girl. Now, the liar, cheater, thief is a lot of times also about deception. So, I mean, anybody who's lying, anybody who's cheating, anybody who's potentially stealing something from you. These are things you're going to have to watch out for. If it is you that is cheating, you need to be careful because it is there are karmic elements and rules about these things. It's very odd because I want to say the person that maybe you want to cheat with or the person that is cheating, I feel like their relationship is going to come to an end because they have this tower, right, linking up right next to it. So they may be going through divorce. So you may be in a relationship with somebody, or you may like somebody, or there may be some element of it's sort of like you want to marry this Mr. Right person. There's like a Mr. Right person crossing you. You've got the King of Pentacles. But the King of Pentacles can be pretty much anyone. This can also be you, male Aquarians, because I do see this for male Aquarians a lot. Female Aquarians are showing up as the Page of Swords, which is a different energy altogether, which is, being lifted up out of hardship, being surrounded by angels, being loved and supported, no longer feeling like, really, really, like you're struggling. But there's also, to me, this is also the single mother, and this is also the card about separation. One of the cards where, somebody separates, somebody goes from a relationship. So there's two cards here about one's the separation card, and then that followed later on by the Tower. So you may be separating from somebody, from your partner of many years. There may be some contemplation about cheating, or there may be actual cheating currently going on in your relationship because that's what's crowning you. And down the line, there's going to be a divorce. The outcome is the Nine of Swords, which is the fear card, negative thinking, worry, negativity. For those of you who are single, the Tower can also indicate doubt and fears and, something sudden that happens. But there's so many elements here that really, there's four. It's very, very clear. If this is not you, this is somebody you know. Okay, there's four elements. It's like, first comes cheating. Here's the story. Okay, first comes cheating, and then somebody finds out, and then there comes a separation. What was at one point a marriage partner is no longer, because we have the Tower. That's, and then basically it's the end. That's it. And then there's this fear card of, a lot of times negativity, that worst case scenarios. What if I have nothing? What if I leave my partner and I'm destitute? What if I don't have a job? What if those of you who don't have a job and you're about to go through divorce, you need to make some hard choices. You need to get a job right away. No more procrastinating, no more waiting. Just go and do it and get it done. You need to stop. Some of you need to stop going into the spiral mindset, the fear, the worry, the doubt, all that stuff. Some of you may be afraid that you're never going to find a partner, because it's also linking up with the Lovers card, which is wanting to have a partnership, wanting Mr. Right. To me, it's the King of Pentacles is the Mr. Right card, maybe wanting children. There's something there. You also have the King of Cups in the recent past. There may be two guys that you like if you're female. Guys, you may have been in another relationship with another guy in the recent past. This is Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces person. But I feel like it's actually less of a person. The King for a lot of you. The King of Cups is a lot about happiness. And then the Eight of Cups as a foundation is about moving on from negative emotions. But it's also, again, very, very deep. It's a lot of deep emotions, being very emotional, using your, going in and being reflective about all the things that you've been through. This is the end of troubling times, okay? This is like officially marks the end of troubling times for you. But at the same time, you may be just still kind of emotional about it, kind of what I was talking about in the beginning. I don't like it when the liar, cheater, thief is in this present moment, what's crowning you. Maybe there's a temptation to cheat, maybe there's some kind of thing there, but usually it's somebody who actually has. So you need to, it's a negative energy that may be around you. It may not be you, again. You also may know of somebody who's cheating too. Because the swan a lot of times is the one, there's two people sort of in this thing. There's the swan, and then there's the cheater. Or the person that's turned their back, the person that's betrayed. A lot of times the Seven of Swords is betrayal. This can be the fear and worry, because there's a lot of fear and worry that you're going to be cheated on. Fear and worry of getting into a relationship, because it's sort of like you want a relationship, you want to meet Mr. Right, you want to have something real, you want to have this happily ever after energy, which is maybe the children and prosperity and what have you. But at the same time, you have these fears, worries, doubts in the future towards the end of January that maybe it won't happen. That maybe, you'll be single. But I feel like there is an element here too. You have the Emperor as, in the position of emotions, and this is not good for emotions at all, okay? So the hot, the cold situation thing happening, the elastic band, the way I see it is, the Emperor is the stone wall. When the stone wall is in the place of emotions, which has to be sort of liquidy, emotions are kind of liquidy. I see them as being very watery, very changeable, moldable, highs, lows, things happening, and you kind of respond. The Emperor is solid. It's like concrete. You may be like an island. Emotionally, you may be like, I am an island, nobody can get to me. You may be very guarded, as Bethany Frankel once said in The Real Housewives of New York City, she just wanted the wall up, so this is wanting the wall up, just not wanting to let anyone in, being scared to let someone in. Being worried. This is also fate. Fate, it's fated to be where you are at a place where you need to re-examine your emotions, re-examine what you're guarding exactly. Are you guarding your heart? Are you trying to protect yourself? And if so, why? Why are you guarding yourself? Have you been hurt before? Because to me, the Nine of Swords is a person who's been hurt before. Someone who has a lot of marks on their chest, a lot of battle wounds. They've been in battle many times. They've been in relationships many times. You may be kind of just tired of going through that, and so you're kind of just like, you have this wall up, and you can't. You're basically, in your what I call indestructible phase. I went through periods in my life where I used to say that I was indestructible because nothing could really. Because I was not going to let anybody in at that point. I eventually did, but it took a long time. It can take a long time for you to let somebody in. So if you are dating, or if you are getting into a new relationship, or thinking about getting into a relationship, go very slowly. And understand that you're going to have to let your guard down. You're going to have to open up. You're going to have to change your energy. You have to let go of the pain in order to have the joy. Okay? You still got a lot of pain. What you got the wall around is your broken heart. You know, your heart has been broken. It's been bleeding. You've been hurt. You know, you need to embrace the joy. You need to start dating again. You need to feel loved. You need to have someone loving you. So don't reject it. Don't push it away. Don't leave the wall up for the sake of self-preservation, because really it's not gonna, you're going to I want to say you're going to be better off by embracing the positive, and being forgiving and starting over. Some of you may be just starting over in relationships. You know, for those of you who are married and going through divorce, and it's maybe messy, you know. Some of you may have a lot of bad situations happening, you know, with you and your partner, and the worst is happening here. But it's not all doom and gloom. You know, you do have the Judgment card. And the Judgment card is, you know, you see all these little flowers here and all these little butterflies and all these fairies. There's all these air fairies there. It's a beautiful card. This is also about music, too. You know, listening to a band, you may play in a band, but, you know, some of you may play, you know, go to a concert. You need to go to a concert. You need to do something fun. You need to kind of ring a bell. You need to get like a bell. You need to ring it and say, you know what, this signals the end of that relationship. No more. Ring the bell as if like you are free. You are new. That's what this angel is doing, or this fairy, or whatever. The energy is the new. Embrace it. Forgive yourself. Forgive them. You know, let more joy into your life. Let new romance into your life. Let new happiness into your life. Some of you are so terrified, I mean really, really terrified of getting hurt again. Or even, you know, some of you may not be ready to be in a new relationship. This may be very new, very fresh. You know, following this fear card, I pulled another card and we got this Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is the holy terror of fear cards. So we've got the Tower, the Fear, and then the Holy Terror card. So that's you know, you guys hiding under the table. I should just crawl under the table and do the reading under the table, you know, of fear. You know, this is, you know, getting the shakes. This is you being very, very nervous. This is sweating it out. Things being really, really terrifying. But the thing is that it's just your mind. It's your mind, you know, you're making it in a way bigger and more scary than it has to be, than it actually is. The Judgment card is about accepting the new, embracing the new, starting fresh, not being afraid, saying, you know what, I'm not going to be afraid. I don't care what happens. This is what has to happen. This is the new energy. And you're afraid of falling in love, of what will happen when you do fall in love. But I feel like you are in the future going to get into a new relationship, but you are heavily blocked by this fear, by these doubts, by these worries, if you're single. You are going to have some freedom from worry once this relationship, if you are in a relationship, is no longer. And also once you kind of clear out some of this negative energy. If there's somebody you know, say you know somebody who's going through divorce and you like them, you know, there is a lot of pieces to be cleaned up. There's a lot of cleanup work that needs to be done for them. So you might want to steer clear for a while. But send them love. You know, anybody that's going through divorce right now or a separation right now, and, you know, you're really in the thick of it. You're going to be going through the thick of it. You know, I send you guys so much love. I really do. Because this is a time where you may just feel really, really, like, again, really good. Because you can have this joy in your life should you wish it. and you finally got into a place where you're out of the hard times. You know, maybe prosperity wise, maybe job wise, maybe you have, you know, a career that's you know, you're doing very well in your career, or you have a job that's, you know, providing for you. And you may have some savings, because the King of Pentacles is savings. You may have some savings. May have some money. You may be very focused. You know, career-wise, things are good. But relationship-wise, you need to kind of like wait out the storm. You know, it's going to be a little bit of a storm in January. I feel like you are going to come out of it. And for those of you who are, you know, wanting to get into something new, you're going to have to really work on your being emotionally available, being open to love, being in that place where you really, really want it and you can see it in a positive way. Start manifesting and start visualizing how good it's going to be, how great it's going to be, not thinking worst case scenarios. I mean, I kind of do that myself, where I think, you know, you're going to find a, you know, a beautiful person, and then suddenly they're gonna die. You know, it's just like, it's sort of just like that. But really, it's just negative thinking. It's not the truth. It's not real. It's, you know, it's just your worries and your fears. So don't let all that stuff block you, because it is blocking you a little bit in January. And it is going to be a little bit of a tough time for some of you. I'm not going to lie. Those of you who are going through divorce, is going to be quite tough, quite intense. For those of you who are single, you have to just, like I said, work on yourself, work on being emotionally present, and work on moving past this pain, this loss. This may also be the death of a loved one. Could be a father figure, could be a grandfather, someone who may pass away, and you know, you're just very emotional about it. In January, there may be someone that passes away too. Some kind of loss that happens. There's a lot of positive things here to be had, so I want you to tap into those things. One of those is the Two of Cups. You know, really, really positive. This is friendship, this is love, this is relationship, this is romance. You know, you have the Lover's card here as well, which is marriage, is love, is happiness, is being with the soulmate, is, you know, the sun energy. Beautiful energy. And then you also have this King of Pentacles, which is prosperity, and everything that you do turns to gold. You have the Midas touch. So, you know, and then you have this Page of Swords, which, you know, together with this King of Pentacles, is really, really awesome, really, really bright, positive. You know, the Page of Swords is using your sword of truth in a positive way. There's two cards here about no longer being in hardship, moving out of a tough cycle, moving out of a tough time. The foundation is Eight of Cups, which again is emotion. So you may be, again, very uncharacteristically emotional in January. But whatever happens, whether there's a separation or a divorce or both, I feel like things are going to even out in time. It's just something that you have to go through. You may have some planets in Gemini. You may, you know, also be watching this because Gemini also had similar energies where, you know, they kind of just have to go through some tough things. Now, I'm not saying all of you Aquarius are going to be in a tough, it's going to be a tough month. For some Aquarius, the predominant thing is going through divorce or going through separation. That's the predominant energy. For those of you who are single, the predominant energy is looking or finding or having Mr. Right in your life. That's the main energy. As well as no longer being in a financial tough spot, financially being prosperous, financially having a lot, you know, being given to you, feeling loved and supported. by your friends and your family. Focusing on your children. These are all things that are very positive, which is a predominant energy for you. So I think that's all for right now. That's all that I'm getting. I'm going to leave it off there. If you'd like to have a private reading, feel free to email me or check out my website, oracledaphne.com. I definitely will put the links for you guys. And I wish you guys the best month. I really do. And happy birthday to those of you who are born at the end of January. I'm born at the end of January. So, and I will be back again mid-January for your mid-January horoscopes, so stay tuned. So I send you big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care.